What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about what's going on in the stock market right now that's going to, in my opinion, be helping out stock and crypto prices quite a bit in the near to mid-term because we have been seeing an absolutely horrible market. This is a chart of the S&P since the beginning of 2022, and it has just been all downhill. It's been downhill for stocks, large market cap stocks, small market cap stocks, as well as cryptos. Cryptos have been moving down since the beginning of the year as well. 2022 has been a horrible year for stocks, mostly because of three key things. One, inflation. Two, the conflict in Russia and Ukraine. And three, also kind of due to inflation, the Fed raising interest rates. We've seen a whole bunch of pain for assets across the board, cryptos and stocks alike. And we're potentially going to be seeing an end to that coming somewhat soon because something is changing, all right? We're seeing oil prices finally starting to decline in a big way. These prices have actually been hurting the stock market more than most people understand. Oil prices are incredibly important for the overall inflation rate. In fact, if you look at the overall inflation rate that we got for the month of May, you can see that it was 1% month over month inflation in May. And oftentimes, these inflation numbers are either elevated or de-escalated due to what the oil inflation rate is. And oil, as of late, has been a huge driver for inflation, mostly due to the conflict in Russia and Ukraine and the sanctions that have been placed upon a lot of oil-producing companies located in Russia. That's been a big pain point for the worldwide oil markets. And we're seeing in past months high oil inflation rates and thus high month-over-month inflation rates. It's not just the price of oil that factors into the inflation rate, but the price of all the goods that oil is used to produce and transport that ends up driving inflation up in a massive way. And when you see oil prices dropping this dramatically, I mean, just about a month ago, we were at $122 per barrel. Now we're at 96. We've fallen quite a bit. We're down about 3% on the day as well, finally dropping below $100 per barrel, which is a really good thing. And in my opinion, will hopefully be helping out the inflation rates. And that's certainly something that we need and will potentially begin to see a little bit of come Wednesday, July 13th. All right, that's when we're getting the CPI numbers coming out. But a lot of this deflation will not actually be factored into that report because you can see in the month of July, we actually had rising oil prices for the first half of the month. And then it was only towards the latter half of the month that we actually saw oil prices moving down. However, in the month of, that was in the month of June. In the month of July, we'll likely see much lower oil prices and much bigger deflation as long as oil doesn't start to rebound and doesn't start to come back. That would actually be a pretty bad situation for the markets, right? We did just see a big drop near the beginning of July, and that is, in my opinion, going to help out not just with the current outlook for the markets. It's not just going to help soothe people's thoughts, but come the next CPI report in a month from this one, we're probably going to see some much better numbers because oil is such a big factor when it comes to the overall inflation rate. And the inflation rate is nothing to ignore, right? The inflation rate's been elevating pretty much for the past year and a half, 2 years now. It's just been moving up and up and up. We just saw highs during the last month, the month of May, of 8.6% year-over-year inflation, and nobody is happy to see it. It's really scaring markets. It's scaring a lot of investors out of the stock market. You can see every time the inflation report comes out, we pretty much just drop and drop and drop. And recently, just about a week and a half ago, we're hitting lows for the stock market for the year. So it's scary stuff. And if we can get this inflation rate coming down a bit, then we can finally potentially start to see the Fed being a little bit less hawkish, being a little bit less talkative towards raising interest rates and start normalizing things, potentially start lowering interest rates again. That would overall be a very good thing for the markets as far as investors in the stock market are concerned. It would be a bad thing for shorts. Shorts would be very sad to hear that. And people holding interest-bearing things such as treasuries probably wouldn't be too happy about it. But overall, it would be a good thing for stockholders, right? Stockholders have been getting slammed. Crypto holders even more. So cryptos are down about 50% from the start of the year. And this is something I would like to see an end come to. I would like to see stock prices start moving back up along more historical trajectories. In fact, if you look over the past couple of years, you can see this is one of the better drops that we've had. This is a pretty monumental drop that we've seen. And all in all, once this drop is done, once a lot of these geopolitical conflicts come to an end, once inflation starts to normalize, I think that we could see a pretty good bull run in the stock market after all of this pain has happened, after people have gotten used to losing money, I think that there is some room to run in the stock market. Now, how soon that will happen, it's impossible to tell. It's possible that we could start to see stock prices start to hold steady instead of falling over the next month or two, as we see inflation potentially start to decline a little bit. But what we're really going to want to look for is big decreases in inflation and decreases in the interest rates. I think that's what's really going to help the stock market out in a big way. Hopefully, towards the end of the year, we can start to see that. That's certainly not a guarantee. Inflation has been running rampant even before oil prices were getting out of control, but oil prices certainly did not help the stock market at all, and they certainly did not help the inflation rate. That has been the biggest factor impacting inflation over the past couple of months. Over the next couple of months, hopefully we'll see that pressure start to subside, and we'll start to see inflation go along a more standard trajectory, hopefully coming back closer to 2% year over year. But that's what we've got for you guys today. That's a quick update on the stock market, what's going on, what I'm watching for over the next couple of days. July 13th will be an important day to watch for. The CPI report will certainly be covering it. So if you guys want to see that coverage, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And other than that, guys, hopefully you'll have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.